Hello everyone. Today I am going to put up a demo on outbound and inter-VPC traffic routing via PAN firewall. That means how to route the internet traffic from a VPC through the PAN firewall which is there in another VPC. And also how to control traffic from one VPC to another VPC through Palo Alto firewall. Now, as you can see in this diagram, I have a VPC called. So what we are going to follow is a transit VPC method. So I have a VPC which is named as transit VPC. In this I have a Palo Alto firewall in one of the availability zones which is having an untrust interface in the subnet 10.10.1.0/24. Now this subnet has an IGW attached to it. That means it has an access to internet, so that this firewall can reach out to the internet through this IGW. I have another VPC called subscriber VPC1 which has an instance which is in the subnet 10.11.1.0/24. This subnet does not have any does not have any IGW attached to it. That means it cannot reach out to internet on its own. Same way I have another VPC, subscriber VPC2. This also has an instance in 10.13.1.0/24. Okay, and this subnet also doesn't have an IGW attached to it. That means this also cannot reach out to internet on its own. Okay, now we have got two VPCs having instances which doesn't have access to internet, and they also cannot talk to each other. Now our main goal is to take out the outbound internet traffic from subscriber VPC 1 and 2 to transit VPC and make them access internet. Also, our second goal is the instance in subscriber VPC 1 should be able to reach the subscriber VPC 2 and vice versa through Palo Alto firewall in transit VPC. So the approach we are going to use here is we will be building connectivity between Palo Alto firewall and subscriber VPC 1 and Palo Alto firewall and subscriber VPC 2 using IPsec VPN. So we will be building two tunnels from Palo Alto firewall to subscriber VPC 1 and subscriber VPC 2. It will be a layer 3 IPsec tunnel, and we will do static routing. So here it has been mentioned as IPsec VPN with BGP. So we are going to follow IPsec with VPN with static routing. Okay. So for the time saving purpose, I have already done all those IPsec and BGP routing between Palo Alto firewall and subscriber VPC 1. I'm going to do the same thing in this demo between Palo Alto firewall and subscriber VPC 2. So once it is done, you can follow the same thing for building the tunnel and completing the routing between subscriber VPC 1 and Palo Alto firewall. Okay. Now let's go. Now let's jump into the demo session. Okay. Now let me log into this instance in the subscriber VPC 2. I have a jump box in that particular VPC. Okay. From that jump box, I have taken RDP into this system. Now if you can see, the IP address of this instance is 10.13.1.195. Okay. Now if I try to reach out to internet, it's not going out, it's not reaching, it's dropping. Why? Because the IP address subnet doesn't have an IP address IGW attached to it, so it is dependent on some other source for internet. So we will be building IPsec tunnel between subscriber VPC 2 and firewall now. So for that, what is required? We need to create a customer gateway and then virtual gateway. Okay. So first we will create an VGW. Okay, let's look out for VGW. You can see I have already created a VGW for subscriber VPC1. Now we will create a virtual private gateway for subscriber VPC2. Let's keep Amazon default ASN, create a virtual gateway. That's all, it's created. Now select that subscriber VPC2 and attach it to the required VPC. So we are going to attach it to the VPC2, subscriber VPC2. That's it. Now we have attached it. Okay. Now we have to create a customer gateway. We'll look for the customer gateway. There it is. Yes, here we already have a customer gateway. I don't think we have to create one more customer gateway. We will use the same customer gateway. Okay. Now we have to create a VPN connection. Okay. Now you can find VPN connection here. Okay. Site to site VPN connection. Okay. So I already have a VPN connection to subscriber VPC1. You can just follow how I am creating the VPN to subscriber VPC2, and you can follow the same thing for subscriber VPC1. I'll click on create VPN connection. Okay. So we will give it a name, PA firewall to subscriber VPC2. Okay. It's going to transit gate target gateway virtual private gateway. Okay. The drop down, I will select subscriber VPC2. Customer gateway is the existing one. We will select the same customer gateway. I'm going to do static routing. Okay. So I will put here 0.0. I have to put a default route in the virtual private gateways. Okay. That's it. That's it. Pretty much that. Then we will say create VPN connection. So VPN connection is created. Now I have to select this. Sorry, subscriber VPC2. Okay. I am going to download the configuration files for this. So, okay, in the vendor select Palo Alto Networks. Okay, PA series software PAN OS 7.0 and plus. So once I click on download, it will give me a VPN file. This I need to follow and build the tunnel between Palo Alto firewall and the subscriber VPC2. Okay, so let's get into building the tunnel between the firewall and subscriber VPC2. Okay, now let's log into the firewall. Okay, here is the firewall. Okay, right, let's go to network. Okay. So IKE crypto. Okay, in this you can see, in this file if you scroll down, here are the IK crypto configurations, what DH group, authentication, encryption, and lifetime settings you have to configure. It is being given here. Same way for IPsec crypto, the details are here. Okay. Then you have the peer IP preset key here. So I have already created this IKE crypto and IPsec crypto profiles for pan to the subscription one. We will use the same profiles. Okay. Now, so you can see here IKE crypto is already created. Okay. You can see group 2, the encryption, authentication, and lifetime. Okay. Same way you go to IPsec crypto, you have this encryption mentioned here, the authentication type, group 2, that is the PFS group 2, and the lifetime. Okay. Now we will build the IKE gateway. Okay. This is the gateway which I created for subscriber PC1. We will build for subscriber PC2 also. So we will keep this IKE v1 for interface. It will be going through the Ethernet 1/1. Okay. IP address is the interface IP address is this, which you will get on the drop down. Peer IP address. Peer IP address you will find it in the file. So here is the peer IP address. You copy this. Okay. Paste it here. Sorry, it's not copied. Copy this. Paste it here. So paste the IP address, peer IP address. Then you have to paste the pre-shared key. Copy the pre-shared key from file. Okay, copy it. Paste here. Paste again for confirmation. Okay. Go to advanced options. In the exchange mode, select it as main. Okay. IK crypto profile. Go to drop down. You will find IK crypto which we just created. We'll select that. We'll say OK. Okay. Name we have to say subscriber VPC2. Right. Okay. So gateway is created. Okay. The next step would be to create IPsec tunnel. Okay. So this is the VPN tunnel for subscriber VPC1. We will create for subscriber VPC2 also. I'll say this SUB VPC 2 hyphen tunnel. Now in the tunnel interface, this tunnel interface we have already used for the previous tunnel. Now we will create one more tunnel interface. Okay, we will say name it as tunnel 2. Okay, we will select the virtual router, which is the default virtual router. Security zone, we will select it as trust. Okay, and go to IPv4. So what IP address you have to give here? IP address is mentioned in the configuration file. The IP address would be this IP address. Okay, so whenever you create an VPN tunnel, it assigns to IP address. Okay, this IP address is for the tunnel interface on the firewall. The IP address which is previous to this 86.209, which is assigned to the tunnel interface at the AWS end. Okay, now I will say paste it here. Okay, pretty much that's it. Okay, then say OK. Then select the gateway which we just created for subscriber VPC2. Then IPsec crypto profile which we have created that. Okay, in this advanced thing we will say tunnel monitor. We'll put a destination IP, that is the IP address of the tunnel interface at the AWS end, which is 209. And then I will say select the failover profile. Okay, and I will say OK. Now the tunnel configurations are done. I'll say commit, right? Let's wait for commit to happen. Now commit is almost going to get finished. Let's wait for some more time. Yeah, commit is completed. Now let's refresh. See, you can see the tunnel is up. Okay. Now, so pretty much done. Okay. Now we have to check the NAT policies and the security policies for outbound traffic. Now we will come here. So you can see I have an internet out policy for subscriber VPC1. Okay, I will add the subscriber VPC2 subnet also here. Okay, 10.13.0.0/16. Okay, so this is a security policy. You can see the security policy says it will hit out on the trust interface. Okay, trust to untrust. Okay, now let me modify the NAT policy also. In this NAT policy, I have to add the source, another source address of subscriber VPC2. Okay, 10.13.0.0/16. Okay, done. Now I'm going to commit. Let's wait for some time. So commit has been completed. So we have made the NAT policy, we have made the security policy. Now let us check whether we are able to reach to the internet. Okay, so I am in this instance. Okay, you can see here 10.13.1.95. Now I am trying to ping Google. Yes, I'm still not able to reach internet. So let's troubleshoot. So now let's go to the VPC. So we have to check the subnet route table which we are using for 10.13 segment. I'll go to route tables. Okay. So let us see. We'll first find the subnet. Okay, let's go to subnets. Okay, so what subnet we were using? We were using 10.13.1.0/24 subscriber VPC2, which is there in East 1A. Now if you go here, go to the route table. Okay, see the route table which it is using, it doesn't have a default route configured, so the internet traffic is not going out. So let's configure it. Let's turn for default route. Let's go to route table. Okay, now in this route table, go to routes. Either we can add a static route here, default route pointing to VGW, or since it is already having in VGW, we will say route propagation. Okay, we'll enable route propagation from VGW. As soon as we enable, a default route will get propagated. Okay, see, so as soon as we enable the route propagation, default route has been propagated from VGW to this subnet's route table. Okay, now pretty much internet should work. Okay, let's see. No, it's not working. So it's not working because we forgot to make a static route for the subnet 10.13.0.0 on the PAN firewall. Okay, we will make a route for that. We'll say subscribe VPC2. Okay, the destination would be 10.13.0.0/16, and what would be the interface? tunnel interface, the tunnel 2, okay, IP address would be, let's see, it will be 86.209. Okay, we will add that IP address here, 209. Okay, that's it. We will say okay, we will say okay, then we will commit it. Okay, now commit has completed. Okay, now we will go back again to the same instance and check whether we are able to access internet. Okay. So let us see the check the IP address again. You can see the IP address is 10.13.1.195. Now if I say ping google.com, see, I'm able to reach out to the internet. Now I will open the browser and let's check what is my IP. Let's see what IP address I am getting. Let's go to google.com. What is my IP? Okay, you can see the IP address here 107.20.195.171. This IP address is the Palo Alto Firewall's untouched interface public IP address. How do we verify that? We will go to the instances here. We will go to EC2. We will go to the instances. Okay. Now select this instance. Okay. Go to networking. Here you can see this is the untouched interface IP address. Okay, which has got 107.20.195.171. This is the management interface, so you don't have to worry about this. Okay, so this is the IP address which we got 107.20.195.171, which you can see here in subscribe VPC 2's test instance. Now we have successfully made the traffic from subscriber VPC to the Palo Alto firewall through the IPsec VPN, and then it's going out to the internet. Now our next goal is to make the communication happen between subscriber VPC 1 and VPC 2. So how do we achieve the communication between subscriber VPC 1 VPC 2? So as you can see, we have already made a default route in the subnet for subscriber VPC 1. Okay, same way there is a default route on this subnet for unsubscriber VPC 1. Okay, so any communication which this instance tries to initiate to reach to this instance, it will take the default route, it will come to the Palo Alto firewall. Okay, same way here from this instance to this instance, it will take the default route and it will through the VGW it will come to Palo Alto firewall. On the Palo Alto firewall we have to do the patching up work. That means we have to check the route and we have to add the security policy. Routes are already there in this Palo Alto firewall to reach to this subnet and also to reach to subscriber VPC 2 subnets. Okay, now let's check whether we are able to reach or not. So I am in the instance ipconfig. I am in subscriber VPC 2 instance. Okay, let us, and this is subscriber VPC 1 instance. So let's try to reach subscriber VPC2 from subscriber VPC1. Let's say ping 10.13.1.195. Sorry, I forgot the IP address. Let's check it again. Yes, 1.195. Okay, let's go here. I'll say 195. So you can see here I'm able to reach the subscriber VPC2 instance. Okay, same way if I go here and I try to reach subscriber VPC1 ping.10.11. Let us check the IP address there. 1.67. Okay, 1.67. Yes, see I am getting ping response. Okay, so why is this happening? We did not make any rules. Okay, so this is working. That's because, so if I do a trace route here, you can see here. Yes. So the trace route, the first hop is 169.254.108.138. It is going to the Palo Alto Firewall's tunnel 1 interface, and then it reaches there. So how this works? Okay, so when it comes to Palo Alto Firewall, as you can see, the tunnel interface. Okay, the tunnel interface to subscriber VPC1 and subscriber VPC2 both are in the trust zone. Okay, so since they both are in the trust zone, the interzone traffic is by default allowed as per the default policy created on the Palo Alto firewall. Okay, the intra-zone traffic, that means same zone to same zone traffic will be allowed. Okay, that's what it says here. The intra-zone rule applies to the traffic within zones that does not match any configure rule. Okay, that means if I am receiving a traffic from trust network, trust zone, and the traffic has to go to the another IP address which is also in the trust zone, then the traffic will be allowed by default. Okay, you can still control by putting an override policy over this, saying that default the traffic between trust zone to put a explicit deny, and then above that you can make few policies, that specific policies which you want to allow between the traffics. Okay, so guys, I think so this demo clearly explains how to route the traffic from one VPC instances in VPC to a transit VPC where we have Palo Alto firewall and reach out to internet, and similarly how we can control the traffic between two VPCs. Okay, hope everyone is able to understand. Okay, you can like, share and comment on this video on the comment pages of these videos. You can put your feedback on the comment. I will be happy to reply to your quick queries. Okay, soon I will be putting another video for controlling same the outbound inter VPC traffic, but not through the transit VPC method, but through the transit gateway method. Okay, looking for your cooperation and your comments. Thank you.